Steelers!
So let's go over the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation, and then I want to talk about the Browns draft a little bit, again, with their quarterback situation, because I think both are very interesting. But let's start out with the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation with Mason Rudolph and Ben Roethlisberger and Landry Jones, Joshua Dobbs, all those guys. So Big Ben said earlier this week, Mason Rudolph, if he is going to be the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers after he leaves, it won't happen for 3 to 5 years. Big Ben wants to play into his 40s, or at least until he's 40 years old, so that's another 3 to 5 years. Hopefully he can do that, because I think he still has a lot left in the tank, and I think he can do that. Playing for another 5 years might be out of the question, especially if the Steelers somehow win the Super Bowl this year, which I think they can definitely do, even without Shazier. We just got a new linebacker, or a cornerback, I should say. The Steelers can really have a chance at another Super Bowl this year, and if the Steelers win this year, the question is, does Big Ben stay? I know that's a long ways in the future. Let's talk about Mason Rudolph right now. But Mason Rudolph, Ben said he won't play for another 3 to 5 years. So, I mean, if you count it into the Super Bowl, maybe that changes a little. But for right now, for the foreseeable future, Ben said 3 to 5 years he won't be playing. Mason Rudolph won't be. So then if Mason Rudolph right now is the second string after Big Ben, I would think Mason Rudolph would hopefully be the second string, so Mason Rudolph will get some playing time if Ben went down. I think that would happen, but I guess we'll see in preseason how they rank these guys. But early right now, I think Mason Rudolph should be the second string. I think after that, it should be Joshua Dobbs. I think last year he struggled in the preseason, but I think he showed life. I think he should be the third string, because I definitely think Dobbs is better than Jones. Jones is just too old. He's not mobile. I don't like Jones very much at all. He's mediocre. He has his good moments, but he is not. In the NFL, you don't have 4 quarterbacks on the team. You have 2 or 3. So right now, Jones is probably going to be out of the picture, but I guess we'll see how preseason goes. It's all going to depend on who plays better, obviously. Let's talk about the Browns a little. They're 1-31 the last 2 years, and somehow their head coach, Hugh Jackson, is still the head coach, which is beyond me. But he's still the head coach, and Cleveland Browns just drafted Baker Mayfield. Now that leads me to question, is this just another Johnny Manziel quarterback? He was a Heisman winner, but when do they learn that he was not the best quarterback pick in the draft? There are other QBs that were better than him, let's be honest. There were. I mean, I could name a few. So, Lamar Jackson was one of the QBs. I want to make sure I had that correct. He would have been a lot better choice than Baker Mayfield. It's not rocket science, Cleveland Browns. You guys are 131. Maybe you should draft a QB that might stand a chance. They do not need another Johnny Manziel. Now, the Browns have done some good things in the past, in the last few months. They did a lot of good offseason stuff. They got a lot of good players. I think they have a good shot at going, maybe 8-8 if they actually drafted a good quarterback like Lamar Jackson. But they drafted Baker Mayfield, and I honestly think Baker Mayfield is not much better than Johnny Manziel. He might have a better attitude towards the game. He might actually not party like Johnny Manziel. But let's be honest, the quarterback is not much better skill-wise than Johnny Manziel, and I think he might stay 1 or 2 years with the Browns, but it's not going to be another long-term deal. If they went out and got, Lamar Jackson, like I just said, I think he could be a franchise QB, but they continue to screw everything up. Cleveland Browns, I don't know. I think you guys can go 6-10 this year. That's what I think. Then on a quick side note, as you guys know, the Giants were very bad this year. I believe they were 3-13 this year. And yet they go and draft a running back. I'm not saying that's a bad choice, but what I am saying is you're 3-13 and you get a quarterback. And then you look at Eli Manning, who is another QB situation. He's going I think right now he's 37 years old. But did you see how he played last year? They won 3 games. 3 games. And I'm not saying that's all on Eli Manning, but Eli Manning has got to play better. They cannot be drafting running backs. Same situation with the Cleveland Browns. They cannot. Well, the Browns need a QB, but the Giants, why would you draft a running back who's going to last 5 to 6 years? But then you realize that a QB lasts, 10-plus years in the NFL usually, as long as they don't have a career-ending injury. Running backs get hit every single play that they run the ball or catch the ball. QBs get hit a lot too, but they stand a lot better chance I think QBs usually last 10 years, and running backs last 5 or 6. What are you thinking? You get twice as much time out of a QB who can replace Eli Manning down the road than a running back. Well, where's the logic in these draft picks? I mean, the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants, two of the worst teams this year, drafted terribly wrong. That's my opinion. If you guys enjoy this video, make sure to consider subscribing, and I'll see y'all next video.